ಆಗಲೇ 1 ಮಂತ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಹೋಗೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ? ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. What's up, Bharath? Why are you here?
ನಂದು ನೈಟ್ ಶೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
I can't be at home.
This boy was not feeling well a bit, so he was resting. Now you are all okay? See, first of all, I've been lacking a bit of sleep. And over that, I thought, I already had my lunch, as you saw, and I was thinking of getting a nap. And this guy over here just calls me up and he wants to discuss his business idea. Right off the bat, he's just talking constantly. I'm telling him, like, I'm trying to sleep, but wait. But he kept speaking. And even this guy. He's the husband. He's the wife. Hey, put up. Okay. Today's topic of discussion will be about doing business. Bharath here wants to start a side business. That is why he's been discussing a lot of things with me, and he wanted to do something a little more bigger than what normally people would do. He wanted to start off with something similar to a restaurant, I could say. But before he could start that, I wanted him to get a lot more experience, a lot more consistency, and there's still a lot more things that you will need. Because while opening up a business, it's also quite imperative to understand the financial conditions that we personally have, and we don't want to get ourselves into any kind of debt and all. So it sort of depends on the kind of people you have around you to support as well. Because while I was starting my company, I was lucky enough to have a secure environment. My parents were not depending on me. There was nothing that I had to necessarily provide for them. So that gave me a lot of freedom to go out and experiment. So for 2-3 years, even though I wasn't making a lot of money, I still had the freedom to experiment. But Bharath here has a lot of responsibilities which he has to make sure that it is being met. If not, there can be a lot of jeopardizing effects. So because of this reason, I wanted him to really understand the business and scale it slowly rather than to get all emotionally excited and start something huge and get into the bias of sunk cost. But I have already spoken about sunk cost. That's basically where you start doing something, and because you have done something, you continue to do that. Not because it's the right thing to do. Imagine that he has put up few lakhs on a given business, and then at a point his mind says that maybe this is not working out very well. But since he has put in a lot of money, he tends to feel like I need to continue now. So this kind of an effect is called as sunk cost, and I don't want him to go through that. I want him to be very mindful of whatever that he is doing as well. So he's planning to open up a fish fry side shop somewhere around his friend's place. So that basically will allow him to understand his audience and slowly scale things up. Because if you are trying to build a brand, it's quite important that you're in for a marathon race and not just a sprint. If you were to just make money, then there are a lot of ways to do it, and it doesn't require you to put in so much of effort. But if you're going to try and build a brand that people need to recognize you with, that is definitely something very effortful. Not only that, it also requires a lot of understanding and studying, and then finally trying to come up with products that they can relate with. I don't know where he is going to set it up. He told me that it's somewhere near his friend's place. So if you happen to eat meat, if you're a non-vegetarian and you happen to pass by that particular area, maybe you can drop by. So I think he's going to start pretty soon, and he wanted a timetable to work with. So, he wants a timetable so that he can handle work at WebTrigon as well as be able to handle the side business over there. Look at her, she's stranded over there like homeless. By the way, let me just proclaim it out there. Bharath here hates Fluffy. No, it's not he dislikes it, he despises it. He hates her all the time. He keeps talking about how we have to just, give her away to someone else or send her out and, make her sniff some perfume and, just let her go. So, he comes up with all these cruel ideas and he is very proudly admitting to it right now, as you can see. Look at her jumping on every single random person who walks by, who goes in their vehicle. She's always hyper. I can understand her because I also have similar qualities certain times. So. Look at her. She's so jealous that Chandan will just go pick up those puppies. Bharath here, he just wanted to have a coffee and this is for you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't drink.
Who wants that?
No. Okay, anyway, there's a mishap over here. Caffeine is a very strong stimulant and it takes almost 6 hours to 8 hours for the caffeine to drop to its half of it. You should actually stop consuming coffee by afternoon time so that it doesn't interact with your sleep. And coffee can just go either ways. For some people, it can make them all wide awake, and for some people, it can completely put them in a relaxed tone and just want to make them sleep. So it totally depends on people as well, the way their body reacts for the stimulant. 400 mg, that's a safe limit of caffeine that you can consume in a given day. And most of the time, a cup of coffee will have about close to 95 to 100 mg, which basically means you cannot have more than 4 cups of coffee at max, being in the safe limit. Nang bedapa? Nan ratri malagbarda? ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಕುಡಿಬೇಡು ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವ್ದಾಗ ನಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೂ ಅಂದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ನೀನು ಕುಡಿತೀಯ ತಾನೆ? ನೀನು ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ತಾನೆ? Mom is basically giving away and emptying the basket today. She's giving away all the chocolate. She's being very gracious about it. So the people who are gonna get some is basically just me, basically her children like Chandan, myself, Navneet, and finally also my aunt.
ಡೌನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವನು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Hello.
ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ. ನೀನು ಹರ್ಷ ಇಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಮ್ಮ ಯಾವುದೋ ತಂದಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತಿನ್ರಿ, ನೀನು ಹರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತಾ? ಹಾಂ, ಅಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಇದೊಂದೇ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸಾಕು, ಪಾಪ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಇದೊಂದೇ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸಾಕು, ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಖುಷಿ, ನನಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಗಿದೆ. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ.
Bye.
Boy.
Bharath has decided a name for his fish fry side shop. Basically, he'll just be having just a single drum. So, on a drum, he'll be, cooking the fish and giving it out to people. And apparently, he told me that I would be very much surprised and happy to know the name of the drum. So we cannot really call it a huge business at the moment, but it's just basically a drum, and he's going to name the drum. And of all things that he wants to name is basically I will literally go there, order a fresh tawa, and then I'm going to take that fish and